Hi everybody, welcome to today's practice. We are going to work a class that's going to have a sequence that they build on 2 and then 3 times. It's going to feel like lots of hip work, lots of hamstring work. There's going to be an option towards the end for an arm balance, but just also to preface that's very optional, and ours definitely won't look perfect. We're all just practice in progress. I'm going to start you on your backs in a Supta Baddha Konasana. If you do have blocks at home, it might be really nice to have blocks. There's a couple postures that we might want some support in. If you have the blocks and you want to use them here, you can pop them right up to outer hip, so I think very top of the thigh, and just kind of take the edge off if this feels like it's a lot of sensation or maybe too much feeling. And then your hand placement, I'm going to leave up to you. You can place the hands onto your body if you really just want to feel into your breath. If you would like to, you can cactus the arms up above the head, lay the backs of the hands to the ground, so kind of mirror what's happening at the legs. You can also just have the arms more traditionally, so alongside the body like Shavasana. And then give it another beat or two, just feeling like the dust could settle, the busyness can settle. And feeling like we arrive in our bodies is very much a process. And sometimes we're lucky enough on days that it feels like it's kind of instant. Sometimes it takes a lot of time and a lot of breathing and a lot of regulating to slow down enough that we can really feel like we're awake in our bodies. So just give yourself the grace, the time, however long it takes today, and just start first by slowing down your breath. And as you slow down your breath, you might want to breathe a little fuller or just more consciously. So breathe right down, like we could breathe into the belly or have the belly expand. And as we're breathing in this way, we want to lean on it feeling like it's grounding. So as we exhale here, as we start to get acquainted with just being in the room, being on our mats, just soften everything that's back of the head into the ground, backs of the hands, even think kind of mid-back rib cage towards the floor. And then more obviously, knees towards the ground. If there's any other personal intentions you want to set for your practice, so something that you really want to look for more of or feel more of during practice, if there's anything you'd like to move through or shift or let go of, anything that comes to mind, you can set some personal intentions. Otherwise, it's just going to be to ground here as much as we can, and of course that practice of presence. So we'll stay as we are on our backs. We're going to take a big breath in through the nose, fill up right to the top of the breath, and then open the mouth, big exhale to empty. Let's go once more. Breathe in through the nose. And empty completely. Okay, you're going to move the hands or move the arms. Bring the arms alongside the body. Place the hands to outer thighs and just help the knees close together. We're going to wiggle or step the feet hip distance apart. Extend the right leg up towards the ceiling and interlace the hands along the back of the leg. So we're not going to spend too much time here. You can either play with bending and straightening at the knee, maybe rolling at the ankle, or just work a straight leg. Be static, maybe there's some movement around, but we're going to give it one more breath only. And then start to bend your right knee, half happy baby on the right. So you can either capture the inner or the outer blade of the foot. You're going to send the foot up towards the ceiling and then a fair amount of pressure of hand into the foot to drive the knee towards the ground. Okay, and then option to stay exactly as you are. We'll stay another breath or two. If you want more, start to kick the right leg out towards the right diagonal. It certainly doesn't have to be straight for us to practice this, but just think of it moving in that way or in that direction. And then at the bottom of the exhale, you'll rebend the right knee, plant the right foot beside the left. We'll switch sides, kick the left leg up to the sky, interlace the hands along the back of the leg. So just some kind of feeling down the left hamstring, possibly back of the knee, whatever feels right in your body here. And then half happy baby on the left knee to bend, hand to capture the foot. Think knee again towards the ground, so past the rib cage. So give it a breath or two. You want to feel like that initial very intense sensation can ease. And then if you feel like you want more, we're kicking the left leg out towards the left diagonal. Stay with your breath. That's last breath. And then rebend the left knee, plant the left foot down to the ground. Supta Baddha Konasana in the legs again. You'll bring feet together, knees wide. Reach the arms up above your head as you breathe in. It's a big movement. You're going to exhale, sit all the way up. Baddha Konasana at the top, you'll fold, lean forward, and really try and maximize on feeling. So there's some depth to the fold. And then we'll repeat. You'll inhale to roll the spine down to the ground, reach the arms up above your head. And then exhale to sit all the way up. Using abdominals, of course, but then at the bottom of the breath, lots of feeling at the hip. Okay, you can find your own groove with it. We're just going to go about 3 more rounds of breath. And think that equal switching on of the core, maybe switching on the breath, but also looking for that hip sensation. Okay, we'll take 1 more. So next time you exhale, you're going to come up to that Baddha Konasana, fold and stay. Lean forward just for a breath in and out. So again, maximize on feeling. And then start to lift your shoulders up above your hips. We're going to come to a down dog. Cross your ankles. Place the hands to the top of the mat and step your feet back. So just 1 or 2 breaths to move around, to feel into it, maybe to come back to breath, something that feels like it's really regulating. And the next time you breathe in, we'll reach the right leg up to the ceiling. You're welcome to move around here as well, so you can play with movements in the top leg, possibly in the bottom leg, in the standing leg. We'll take last breath in. As you exhale, bring your right knee to your chest. 2 hands will stay on the floor. Fallen star with 2 hands down. You kick your right leg towards the left. Seated wide forward fold. Continue to thread the right leg through. Hands will come down between the heels and start to fold between the feet. So it's the first one. We'll have 3 more opportunities to do this. The first one, we might need to have a little bend at the knees, depending on what time of the day you're practicing. It might feel like it's quite neural. But keep your feet engaged. If you feel like you can refine it, you can lengthen your belly a little. So pull your belly towards the back of the wrists. Think of sliding your sit bones back. And then keep using exhales to lean in and fold. We'll walk the hands back towards the hips. You're going to plant 2 hands to the top of the mat. Runner's lunge. Take your time to lift the right leg and plant the right foot outside right hand. Lower the left knee down to the floor. If you can, lower 2 forearms down to the ground. If you have the blocks, you're welcome to use the blocks under the forearms or possibly just under that right forearm. But just think nice and low center of gravity to ground. So you can let it be quite passive. If you want to rock the hips or move in some way, you're welcome to. We're just going to give it another breath or 2. Just really stay with the feeling. Sustain your body. And then plant the hands down to the floor. We'll tuck the back toes, lift the back knee as you breathe in. Malasana, exhale, step left foot outside the left hand. So we're bringing hands into the heart center. We're going to inhale, rise to a squat. Reach the arms out in front of you. Keep the feet exactly as they are. Exhale, straighten the legs and bring hands together. Malasana as you breathe in. You'll lower the hips, plug elbows into inner knees. Exhale, Vinyasa, land your hands. Don't rush it here. There's that seesaw of leaning forward. The more we can lean forward, the lighter the step or the float back. And then move through any variation of a Vinyasa. Don't worry about our pace. Just kind of move to your own breath, to your own rhythm here. When you're in down dog, it's a big breath. You can sigh out through the mouth if that feels better. And then we'll inhale, reach the left leg to the ceiling. You can introduce a little bit of movement again if that feels good. We'll take one more breath in. Exhale, left knee to chest. Two hands stay down, fallen star. Left leg kicks to the right. Keep threading through seated wide forward fold. Hands walk through middle of the feet. Start to find that fold. So maybe it's a little bit more spacious. It's our second round. Think again of that long belly. So really like you could fold from your hips instead of from your waist. Flex your feet and then keep using exhales to close the gap between your ribs and your belly button or ribs in the ground. And then hands curled back up towards you. Plant two hands to the top of the mat. Runner's lunge, we consciously get there, so pick up the left foot to step it. Lower the back knee, and then lower two forearms towards the floor. So if that's not happening in your body, you just stay up on your hands. We just want to feel lots of feeling. So it really doesn't matter what it looks like visually. And always, always for me, it doesn't matter how things look in your body. It's really just how much you're paying attention, how present you feel in your body that counts. And then step back up onto your hands. Malasana to the top of the mat. Step right foot outside the right hand. We've got an exhale to drop. Breathe into that squat. Reach your arms forward. Exhale, straighten the legs, bring hands together. We'll inhale, Malasana to drop again. Elbows inside the knees. Exhale, Chaturanga, land your hands. You decide the route you want to take here. And then as you press back, you've got that one breath to kind of recalibrate, to come back to your body. We're going to inhale now, reach the right leg up to the ceiling. Exhale, walk the hands back to your left foot. So standing splits to the back of the mat. Switch on your top foot, so do something with your right foot. I don't mind what it looks like. And then lift the height of the right heel a little more. See if you can close the gap between your forehead and your shin. So close the gap between your belly and your standing leg. On the next inhale, single leg mountain. Your right knee will come to your chest. Reach your arms up to the sky. And then exhale to bring your left hand to your left hip. Bring your right hand to cup the right knee. We're moving right knee and right toes out towards the right-hand side. So you're welcome to stay here. If you want to layer on a little bit, think of pulling the knee a little closer up to the side of the waist. And then use your right fingers to pull the right knee slightly further back in space. If you still want more, you can look over your left shoulder. If we wobble and fall, just come back in. Give it one more breath. Half moon next time you breathe in. Right leg kicks back as you lower the left hand either to the floor or to a block. Maybe you're lowering left hand just to float in space. And then if it all feels like your chest is facing the ground, lean your right shoulder back, lean your right hip back, and flex your right foot. Exhale, lower the right hand down to the ground. Let that right hip respond. And then take the hands one handprint out in front of you. So it's still a really narrow stance. We want it to feel like kind of a really small down dog here. So you're going to inhale, lift the right leg, lean back to your left heel as far as you can. You'll get long, long, long through the sides of the body. And then exhale, bring your right knee to your chest. You'll shift the weight into your fingers into the ball of the left foot. Inhale to kick the right leg back, lean back into that standing leg. Exhale, knee to chest. Once more, breathe in, breathe in. Exhale, knee to chest, pyramid pose. Step your right foot between your hands. You've got one breath here to fold. From the ground, standing figure 4 is your inhale. Your left ankle will step over your right knee. Bring your hands to your heart center. You can either stay still or see how it feels to shift the left shin forward and back in space. So you're kind of playing with the degree of the bend of that right leg, just looking for a change in feeling or just kind of ironing out stickiness. And then keep your hands together. Step your left foot to the top of the mat. Warrior 3 as you breathe in. Float the right leg parallel to the floor. We'll exhale, bend your left leg, your standing leg. Skandasana to the back of the mat. Land your right foot. Take a lateral lunge to your right leg. Any variation here through your arms that feels good. I'll give you 1 breath. Inhale, extended side angle to the front of the mat to your left leg. So same thing, you can take a variation that feels good, that feels right. I want it to feel like it is a fair amount of effort. It doesn't have to be maximum or right at the edge, but definitely to feel like everything's really involved in what we're doing. And if you feel like you want to, you can close down the eyes and just really refine that attention. So come back to your body, to the things that are real right now. And that's probably not whatever's going on in your head. Exhale, wide forward fold Prasarita. Fold the hands through the center of the feet. You're going to keep the feet as they are. Walk the hands towards the right leg and just isolate the fold to the right hamstring. So you can either hold on the leg, maybe it's somewhere around the foot, so on the floor. And if you want a little more into the left side of your body, you can crawl the left fingers a little closer to the back of the room. So the further they walk away from the outer blade of your foot, the more feeling you'll get. Everything lunges to the back of the mat, so to the right leg. 3-legged down dog is your inhale, right leg to float. Exhale, knee to chest. Fallen star, 2 hands down, right leg kicks to the left. Seated wide forward fold to slide through and to sit. You can either fold, as we did, through the middle, through center, or we're going to work a tortoise pose. You'll bend 2 knees, and just bear with both of our maybe attempts here. You're going to loop the arms underneath the backs of the knees, crawl the fingers back a little on a diagonal, and then think of sliding the heels out as you lower the chest, the forehead, maybe the chin towards the floor. So we're working towards a straight or a straight-ish leg. Whatever you're doing, still try and breathe that big belly breath. You've got 1 more breath to hang on. And then however you need to, you'll untangle. Plant 2 hands to the back of the mat. Runner's lunge, step your right foot outside your right hand. So that back knee for the moment is going to stay lifted. Scoop the right arm under the right leg, reach the right arm wide to the right, and then left arm reaches wide to the left side. So if this feels like it's too much, you're welcome to drop that back knee to the floor. If your back knee is staying lifted and you want more feeling, keep the back leg strong. Think of melting hips a little closer to the ground. So often even small changes here can really, really change feeling. And then can you still think of lifting chest a little to the back edge? So think longer across your belly, longer across your chest. Give it last breath. Everyone to plant hands under shoulders to lift the back knee if it's not already lifted. So we're going to work 2 step throughs or a pistol step through. If you know that's not accessible, you can place a block now underneath your left hand. So as you elevate the left hand, it's going to make this a little easier. Reach your right arm forward as you breathe in. Exhale to pistol the left leg through. You're going to hover just above the floor. We reverse it, left leg to step back. Take an inhale. Exhale to pistol through to hover. We hold for 3, for 2. On 1, lower the sit bones down to the ground. Pull your right knee in towards your body, and then take your right shin across the chest, across the sternum. You can either have hand to knee and to foot, and just take a little rock from side to side. You can loop arms around the leg, interlace the hands and rock. Whatever you're doing, look for some feeling or some easing through that right glute. If you want to layer on, we're going to work a compass pose. You're going to scoop the right knee as high as you can over the right shoulder. Take left hand to hold outer blade of the right foot. Reach the right arm wide to the right. So you'll switch hands for me, Tash. Yeah. Flex your left foot and then kick the right leg out towards the right diagonal. Maybe you're looking under your left armpit or left shoulder. Even if you're rocking, try and maintain that breath. It's 3, 2, on 1, rebend the knee if you need to. Plant the right foot to the ground, untangle the right arm. Everyone place the left hand outside your left hip, reverse pistol to a runner's lunge, 2 hands to the floor. Malasana, step left foot outside the left hand. Settle, take an exhale. Squat as you breathe in. Exhale, stand, hands together. Inhale, Malasana to drop. Exhale, Vinyasa, lower your hands. And instead of moving on autopilot, really consciously move. We'll give it a breath. Again, you can sigh if you need to. And then reach your left leg to the ceiling on the inhale. Exhale, standing splits, walk your hands back towards your right leg, your standing leg. So left foot engaged. Think height through the left foot. And then maybe closing the gap between forehead and shin on the standing leg. Next time you inhale, single leg mountain, you can bend 2 knees to make it feel like it's a steadier entry. Reach your arms up to the sky. Take your right hand to your right hip, your left hand to cup your left knee, and then send the knee and the toes over towards the left. So if you want to, you can pull the knee a little higher, and then use the fingers to really encourage the knee back. Maybe look over your right shoulder. Half moon next time you inhale. You'll kick the left leg back. Lower the right hand. You can match whatever variation you did on the left side. And then again, not afraid to take a little lean back of that left shoulder. Switch on that left glute. Switch on your left foot. Exhale, 2 hands to the ground. That back leg will respond. Take the hands a little handprint forward. You can be either flat or on fingers. Chances are on fingers is going to give you more space. And then breathe in as you lean your belly back to your standing leg. Lean into the heel and lift, lift, lift through that back leg. Exhale, bring your left knee to your chest. We go 2 more. Inhale to kick it back. Lots of feeling in the hamstring. Exhale, knee to chest. Don't miss that opportunity to squeeze. Last time, breathe in. Exhale, knee to chest, pyramid pose to step through and take a fold. Next time you inhale, figure 4 from the ground. You'll step right ankle over the left knee. Okay, so you can be still here. If you want to rock, you can kind of slide that shin forward and back. We'll give it another breath. And then keep your hands at your heart center. Step your right foot to what is now top of the mat. Warrior 3 as you breathe in, left leg lifts. Exhale, bend the right leg, skandasana to the left. Take a lateral lunge. You've got 1 breath to feel something here. Extended side angle to the right. To the back of the mat is your inhale. Any variation that feels good in your body. And we'll give it a moment here. So we pause long enough that we feel like we don't miss the posture. So long enough to feel something, maybe even to feel a little bit of discomfort. You have those tools to lean on, so be it breath, concentration, pratyahara. And then exhale, wide forward fold to fold through center. Keep your feet and immediately walk hands towards the left leg. Isolate the fold there to left hamstring. So if you want more, it's that crawl of the right fingers forward towards the front of the mat, so away from the outer blade of your left foot, just to look for some feeling through right side body as well. We'll spin to the left to the top of the mat. 3-legged down dog is your inhale, left leg up. Exhale, knee to chest, fallen star, 2 hands down. You can thread straight into that seated fold and lower the sit bones. Option to stick to that wide fold. Option for second round of tortoise pose. You can bend the knees Scoop arms behind the knees. Crawl the fingers back as you slide the heels forward out in front of you. And we definitely don't have to build this perfectly as a prerequisite to practice it. So even if the knees are really bent and it feels like you're in a big tangle and you wanted to give it a go, then stay with it and just try and find a comfortable breath. So let that be the aim, to find a breath that feels really steady within a posture that might feel like it's hard. And then softly untangle. Place the hands to the left, to the top of the mat. Runner's lunge, your left foot steps outside left hand. Scoop the left arm under your left hamstring. You're going to reach 2 arms wide, palms face down to the floor, and if you need to, you can lower that back knee down to the ground. Even if that back knee is down and you want to refine this, hips heavy towards the floor, even if I visually can't see it. So it's just really small change, and then longer across your chest. So like you could really lean your collarbones forward. And then hang on for one more breath. Return your hands back underneath your shoulders. We're going to work those pistol variations. If you need to, you have a block underneath your right hand now. Reach your left arm out in front of you as you breathe in. Exhale, pistol the right leg through to float. Return back to that runner's lunge variation. Inhale. Exhale to pistol through and hold for 3, 2, 1. Lower the sit bones. Bring your left knee in towards your body. And then maybe to take shin across the chest. So that can be hands around foot and knee. It can be an interlace. And we just start with a little bit of a rock. When this feels like it's sufficient, if you want more, compass pose, you're going to loop left knee over left shoulder. Right hand to the outer blade of the foot. Left arm reaches wide to the left. And start to straighten left leg towards the left. You're looking under your right armpit, still switch on your right foot. We'll hold 3, 2, on 1. Rebend the left knee, plant the left foot down. Right hand lands outside right hip. Reverse back to that runners. 2 hands to the floor, we'll breathe in. Exhale, Malasana, back foot. Squat as you inhale, reach forward. Exhale, hands to heart. Malasana as you breathe in, keep that breath. Exhale, hands to the floor. Take a Vinyasa. If you want to skip it, you can meet us straight in a down dog. And then we kind of mentally prepare for last round of flow. Again, there's going to be options. Really just stick to what feels right for you for today. You're going to inhale, reach the right leg back up to the ceiling. Exhale, standing splits to the back of the mat. Walk the hands to your left foot. If you want more, you can loop the left forearm around the standing leg, maybe 2 forearms to loop. So we're balancing no hands to the ground. You'll still switch on your back leg, so reach your right heel up. Single leg mountain when you're ready. Bend 2 knees to get there. Reach your arms to the sky. Exhale, left hand to left hip. You can stick with right hand to knee, or take peace fingers to your big toe and kick the right leg out towards the right hand side. Whatever variation you're in, there's that option to gaze over your left shoulder for 2. On 1, half moon is the inhale. When we get there, it's 1 breath in only. Exhale, 2 hands to the ground, let that right hip respond. Take the hands 1 handprint forward. Inhale to lean back, to lift that back leg. And then exhale, knee right up between the collarbones. Inhale to lean. Exhale, knee to chest, pyramid pose straight away. Step through, 1 exhale to fold. Standing figure 4 from the ground, left ankle over your right knee. If you want to build on, take a prayer twist to the right. Left elbow, if you can, connects underneath the foot. Otherwise, it's just somewhere along the shin. Push and plug firmly into 2 hands. So really try and turn your chest towards your thumbs. Everyone will keep hands at heart center. Step left foot to the top of the mat. Warrior 3 as you inhale, right leg floats. Exhale, left knee bends, Skandasana to the right, to the back of the mat. Hear your exhale as you lean. Inhale, extended side angle to the front of the mat. You can stay. If you want to build on, you can take a half bind or full bind options. I'm not going to show you, I've got a mic in the way, but if you want to see, you can have a look at Tash. If you're binding the hands, still think of leaning that right shoulder blade back so we're not gazing down to the floor. And then squeeze your right glute to roll the right hip back in space. Whatever you're doing, we'll hang on for one more breath in. Exhale, wide forward fold Prasarita to untangle. Keep the feet, walk hands towards the right leg. And if you want more, bend your left knee. That's the opposite leg. So think of like a Skandasana hybrid here as you still fold towards the straight leg. Everything spins to the back of the mat. Three-legged down dog as you breathe in. This time, runner's lunge on the exhale, right foot to step right away. Okay, so we're going to scoop again. 2 arms wide. I'm going to give you lots and lots of options. You can stay here, you can lower the back knee and stay here. If you want more, and that back knee is lifted and you're comfortable, we're going to attempt to bind around the bent leg so your hands will connect at the lower back. That's an option as well to stay here. If you want more standing splits in this bind, you'll step your left foot 1 or 2 steps forward, keep your right foot down, lean over your toes, and see if you can float the left leg up off the floor. When you're done, we're going to meet back in a runner's lunge. If you need a little bit more time, take it. Take an inhale to stay. Exhale, Malasana, left foot steps, top of the mat, heels in, toes out. So you can either stay in your Malasana, in your squat here, just hang out. If you have a block and you'd like to pop it under your hips, you can sit more passively onto the block. Otherwise, we're going to attempt Titibhasana, firefly. So another option here is if you have the blocks and you can't easily get your hands to the ground, you can pop your hands onto blocks. That little bit of height can make it significantly more accessible. But otherwise, just watch us mere mortals. So you're going to bend your knees, loop your arms behind the backs of the knees, plant the heel of the hand flat to the ground, so fingers are behind your heels. Option 1 is you drop your hips to your heels and just try and float your feet and look forward. Option 2 is you kick the legs out to 2 diagonals. When you're ready, you're going to meet me in a forward fold top of the mat. See if you can plant the feet as wide as the mat, hinge, and fold. If you need a little bit more time, firstly, we will have a second opportunity for that, but you're also welcome to just pause the video, play around a little, and then meet us again when you're ready. Okay, take a big breath in as you are in your forward fold. Exhale, Malasana, heels in, toes out, drop the hips. Squat on the inhale, reach the arms. Exhale to stand. Malasana as you breathe in. Exhale, final Vinyasa, drop the hands. And then kind of gather the energy, the momentum, the concentration for last round of movement. Okay, we're going to inhale, reach the left leg up. Exhale, standing splits to the back of the mat, or what is now back of the mat. Keep some height through the left leg, and if you want, wrap 1 forearm, maybe 2 forearms around that standing leg. Single leg mountain next time you breathe in, bend 2 knees to get there. Reach your arms up. Exhale, right hand to right hip, either left hand to left knee, or fingers to big toe. Either the knee or the foot go out towards the left side. You're welcome to look over your right shoulder when you feel steady. It's 2, 1. Half moon as you breathe in. Left leg back. Left arm up. Once you're there, you've got 1 inhale only. Exhale, hands to the ground. Roll that left hip down. And then walk the hands 1 step forward. So we've got 2 times for this. Inhale, lean back into that heel. Lift the back leg. Exhale, knee right up to sternum. Once more, breathe in. Exhale, softly, pyramid pose to step and fold. Standing figure 4 is the inhale, right ankle over the left knee. You can stay. If you want to build on, you're adding that prayer twist to the left. And again, you don't have to get the elbow or the tricep under the foot to give this a go. You can place them along the shin as well. Keep your hands at your heart. Step your right foot to what is now top of the mat. Warrior 3 is your inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, right knee bends. Skandasana to the left. Big exhale, we hear it. Extended side angle to the right on the inhale. You can either stay with me or build on with Tash and exhale, take a half bind, maybe a full bind. And then again, just dropping back into that presence, that really grounding feeling of having feet anchored here. Any practices that are close to the ground or use lots of leg work can feel like it's really grounding, really anchoring. And if the mind still feels like it's a little jittery all over the place, come back to that steady breath again. Exhale, wide forward fold, Prasarita through center. Hands walk towards your left foot. If you want to build on, bend your right knee like a Skandasana hybrid, so your left leg stays straight. And then still think some feeling down right side body. Lunge to the top of the mat. Three-legged down dog. Breathe in as you lift the left leg. Exhale, runner's lunge, left foot to step. So everyone's going to send 2 arms wide again. You can lower that back knee. I say it's more passive, but it's still tough. You're welcome to stay there. Or we're going to bind around the lower back. Have the chest facing the floor. And then see if you can start to find a standing split. So you'll step forward and lift the back leg up and away from the ground. If you're finding that standing split will wobble and come out, that's just part of the practice. It's that seesaw effect of being able to lean your shoulders over your toes. Not so much that we jump the back foot up, but just that it has no choice but to lift. We'll eventually all meet in a runner's lunge, 2 hands down to the floor. Back knee is lifted. Take an inhale here to prepare. You might want to lengthen, maybe look forward. Malasana, exhale, right foot steps to the top. Okay, so a passive variation here is an option. If you want to work firefly, it's last round. You'll scoop the arms again underneath the knees, plant the hands, sit back, float the feet, and then maybe lift legs out to 2 diagonals. When you're done, meet me in a forward fold, plant the feet, pike the hips, and bring feet to about as wide as the mat. So it's a ragdoll here. You can let everything be soft. You can sway if that feels good for your nervous system, your mind. Slow down your breath if you haven't already. You can exaggerate the exhales a little. And then when you're ready to, you're going to plant the hands, down dog to a child's pose. So step the feet back, knees drop wide, untuck the feet, and sit back to your heels. So stay in your child's pose. Close down your eyes if they're not already shut. And let this be soft. So let there be a little bend at the elbows. Let the forehead feels like it sits really heavy to the ground. And then we lean into, again, whatever here feels like it's really grounded. That's probably tuning into things that are happening in real time. So what if you just gave undivided attention to the feeling of heavy hips to feet, and that's it. That feeling of the belly being soft and it being able to really bellow with the breath. that very, very grounding sound of breath up against the floor. And if you feel like there's a little room to relax still into the posture, into the feeling, you can think of, as we exhale here, letting all the gaps between the body and the ground start to close off. And then as we close, that feeling that we're looking for, that analogy of being a rock in the river. It's steady, it's anchored, it's grounded no matter what. And as always, what a pleasure to guide you. Thank you so much for joining and for trusting me and us with your practice. Stay a little longer. When you're ready to move lightly, and I'll see you soon.